Welcome in. It's good to have you. And today we're going to be interviewing both Kaytonix and Neighbor Games back-to-back podcasts. Chat, the first of its kind on these Sanctum sessions. Okay. And of course, they've been literally quiet. It's like clockwork. Maybe they hear me talk, the dogos, and then they start barking. I don't understand. Okay. So without further ado, let's bring in our first guest. Okay. Let's bring in Kaytonix. You can see her Twitter here. That's twitter.com/Kaytonix. And dare I say, twitch.tv/Kaytonix. Did I get it right, Kay?
Yes, indeed. Hello.
Perfect. It's good to have you on the show. Welcome in. Now, chat, I had to have Kay and Neighbor on when I saw that they took a break from streaming for various reasons. We'll get into that. You always need to, there's at some point, you got to take a break. You got to focus on some things in order to come back stronger, better, faster. And they have, chat. You could see, Kay, I'm on your Twitter right now. I see, is this all new headers? You got new profile. You got the link tree action going on. Is this all new?
Yes, sir, it is.
Y'all have been working. Okay, it's good. It's good. Well, it's good to have you, Kay. Now, to introduce you to the community, before I go any further into the nitty gritty, because I have some questions for you actually that I'm intrigued about. Personally, okay. I want to know things. What games do you play? Talk to us about your brand. Talk to us about your Twitch stream. What is the deal?
Currently, we are working our way through Kingdom Hearts 3, which is an amazing game. I've already played through it once, but we are trying it on proud mode to be a hard boy or hard girl, rather, whatever.
What is proud mode?
It is the hardest difficulty currently available, and I'm going to attempt to 100% it. I've never 100%ed a game ever, and we're going to give it a shot. So that is our main focus currently. We do have some Twitch sings thrown in there because that game is amazing. And from there, kind of the sky's the limit. Everything is open.
Awesome. Twitch sings. I know that I was seeing that RJ was talking about it today. Today is RJ's birthday, chat. This is on the podcast. Happy birthday, RJ. It's good to have you. You're a valued member of this community. Anyway, but it's back Kaytonix right now. Okay. Twitch sings is in closed beta currently.
Yes.
In this March of 2019. Interesting. So is that just a karaoke for Twitch?
It's actually an integrated karaoke. So what happens is your chat can actually vote real time on songs they want you to sing. Okay. They can vote on challenges, which absolutely is amazing. One of the challenges we had that was my favorite was Sing Like a Chicken, in which we proceeded to balk, and then Neighbor decided to actually peck on the table. It was
I saw that clip. I saw that. I was confused. The context. Wow, that makes a lot more sense. For a second, I was like, Neighbor's lost his mind.
Well, I mean,
he's just pecking that table, and I don't know what's happening. Okay.
Yeah, so it's really cool. A really cool way for them to get involved, to take a little bit of control of the stream. So I really enjoy it.
I do like those games that have a chat. They make the game with a chat interaction as one of the focuses or focusi. Sure. Yes. Plural of focus, chat. Whatever. Is it like octopi? The point is that it's a good thing that they do that. I like that a lot because there's so many talented people on this platform, especially with something as niche as singing. I think it's really cool if they vote on the songs you were saying.
Yes, they can. You can start a chat vote and it'll randomly pick songs. It'll pull from your favorites first, and they can vote on what song they want you to sing. You can also do duets with other people in the Twitch Sings beta, so that's always really fun. You can go and find somebody else, and I've seen people coordinate duets. Somebody sang a song where they were acting like they were sick, so the person who decided to duet with them did the same thing, and it was absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it's really cool.
That's super awesome. Sorry, I just see chat going, Neighbor says, I wish I could sing. And Galaxy, of course, stop wishing and start practicing. You're damn right, Galaxy. You're damn right. Chat, I sing in the car every day, okay? And I am very self-conscious of my voice, but that's a story for another time. Okay. Well, that's awesome. So that's the games that you're currently playing.
Yes.
You've been streaming for about how long now?
It would have been a year. Last November was when we had our first stream. I didn't really get fully started until January of last year was when we really hit the ground going.
Gotcha. Okay, so a year and change. Gotcha. Okay, and is this your first stint in content creation? Have you done other things, or is Twitch your coffee would say something, but a bottom lady? We'll put it that way. want to keep this PG.
Originally, we were doing YouTube. I was trying to do YouTube content creation for The Sims. I've decided to step away from that. I like the production quality that you can put into YouTube videos, but it's a lot of time. For not as much return as I've seen on Twitch via chat interaction and building a real-time community. So Twitch very quickly became my main focus.
Gotcha. And it's interesting that you talk about that. This is a trend we've seen. I know, Chat, if you listen to our first interview with Coffee, that was, 2 years ago, maybe, probably a year and a half ago. She was saying then that YouTube was not as profitable in every facet almost as opposed to Twitch, or in relation to Twitch, that is, right? So, and you're seeing that as well, where
100%.
you were making these videos, and these Sims videos, I mean, I've seen some of yours, they're great. They're, you clearly put some time and some effort, and more than some time, into these videos, and then you just weren't seeing enough return. Whereas on Twitch, you got the live feed, you got the subs, you got them biddies, all this good stuff, So this is a thing, and this is a thing I'm seeing across the board, and I'm sure you saw yesterday, Kay, when I retweeted this, that Facebook Gaming just made a dedicated space in the Facebook platform for video game live streaming. This is huge. This is a big deal. There, even Facebook, even the Zuck himself sees that the live interaction trumps the offline comments. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Interesting. So you took a break from streaming. You and Neighbor both, correct?
Yes.
In that break, and if you don't want to say something, if it's too personal, I gotcha. But was it for like mental health reasons? Were you using it to refocus the brand? What was the reasoning there?
It was a little bit of everything. So basically it all starts in June of last year. I had experienced my first loss. We lost my grandfather to cancer, and it put me in, it's okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was really hard. I was very, 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 very close to him, and it was very sudden. But it really put me in kind of a dark place. And I pushed myself back into streaming way too soon afterwards to try to just act normal, to try to just push through while not dealing with the hurt that I was feeling. And then 2 months later, we lost my second grandfather very suddenly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's been a rough year.
Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry.
And put me back in a very, very dark place again. And just that was kind of the main reason I wasn't focusing on me. I was trying too hard to push through and be strong while not taking the proper time to grieve and process. Right. So that, on top of some other things, whenever we started streaming, it never was meant to be what it became. I guess in a way, like I never expected people to really show up. I never expected a community to form. And so when you're suddenly hit with some form of success when you're not expecting that, it kind of muddles things a little bit, in my opinion. I'm very influenced by other people's opinions of myself, working on that, and what other people think I should be doing. And so I was pushed by certain people to kind of make it more than I wanted it to be. And I just went along with the flow, and we got into this very weird kind of place. And then that just culminated with dealing with depression and poor mental health and not taking care of myself. And I just had to stop.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. And you say when you got a measure of success, things got muddled. That kind of stuck out to me. What do you mean by muddled?
Just my purpose, why I was streaming. It changed from the initial having fun into a drive to have more. And that's not me as a person.
Right.
That's not
more
who I wanted to be.
More in general.
More everything. And being very detail oriented, I got very sucked into numbers, which is a horrible place to be. Absolutely trash place to be.
Yeah.
Combined with, already having horrible things going on, like in my personal life, any drop in anything really affected me more than it should have, because I was not in a good place myself.
That makes sense. It's, and this is something I think you can, I really want to stress this, chat, is that everybody has those moments where like we are very strong, each and every one of us individually, but we also are capable of breaking down, So when you have all this very heavy stuff happening in your life, and then the concurrent viewership drops, it feels like everything's dropping, Is that kind of what was going on? Is that fair
100%,
to say?
100%.
And I completely understand that. That's, I have one living grandparent left, and it is my mom's stepdad. So I was lucky to have 4 grandparents, actually. My mom's parents both got remarried. So I had double the grandparents, you know. So it was a lot of Italians, let me tell you. Okay, just Vietnam War flashbacks. Neighbor, thanks for that, buddy. Appreciate. Oh, you're fantastic. We'll talk about that in a second, neighbor. You're amazing. Neighbor coming in with the positivity in Twitch chat. Thank you, neighbor. Thank you. So understood. So that's why you took the break. A bit of a refocus, a bit of a cleanse, you know, to make sure that you could. And it's important, Chant. You heard Kaytonix say this. You have to grieve when something happens. You know, you have to be able to process these things internally. I'll tell a quick story, and then we'll put the focus back on you there, Kay, okay? I was working at my second company, and one of my coworkers, who I won't name, just broke up with her longtime boyfriend. And we had been really good friends throughout the time that I was there. And she came into work, and she gave me a look, and I could just tell that she was very upset. Just something had happened. And I kind of like, when I was walking in, I was like, are you okay? And she kind of just, she couldn't even talk. She had a frog in her mouth, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, go to the bathroom, cry, like let it out. I'll cover for you. And just, we'll see you in like half an hour. And so like a half an hour later, she redid her makeup because, you know, of all the things. And later she would tell me like that was so necessary for her to just let out the emotions, right? Just straight Ron Burgundy it, you know, glass case of emotion, the whole thing. It's necessary. You have to let yourself grieve. It like that whole process lets you process. I think that's a good way to put it.
And another thing to quote Coffee, because I love her and she's amazing.
Don't we all?
One thing that we talked about whenever I lost my grandfather was that grief is not something that's there and then it's gone. She equated it to having a brick in your pocket. You eventually get used to the weight that's there, but then one day you're going to reach into your pocket and touch it and realize it's still there because it's still a process. Like in the beginning, almost full blown started crying just talking about it, you know? And
yeah,
so
sorry.
that's
I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. No, it's totally fine. And that's something to know too, is that you're always going to be dealing with it. It's not going to be, I'm going to have a cry and then I'm done, you know?
Totally. But we press on, we lean on our friends, we lean on our family and the people that we care about. And hello, chat. Welcome in. It's good to have you. And to pivot to the utmost positivity from your break. Okay. I commented on the header of your Twitter, the you know, aesthetic that you're doing. There's a unified aesthetic for your brand, right? And because you took this break, you were able to work on this, right? I see it. It's very good. Okay. As a branding person, that is my day job. It's good, Kay. I'm looking at it right now. Okay.
Thank you.
Very nice. It's very nice. So, you know, I'll keep complimenting you if that's what you would like, but you know, the things you have done, your Twitter header, for example, because it's just a thing that I'm staring at right now while the people see it on the screen. If you're not watching it live, come on down, twitch.tv/LoremIrth. How did you make this Twitter header for the other creators to know?
It was actually all Neighbor Games. He is my designer. Yes.
Neighbor.
Yes.
The secret weapon is revealed.
Yes, I have the idea and he puts it into action for me. And so we make a really dang good team. So it's really fun that you're doing both podcasts on the same day.
That is a good thing. Yeah, chat. Today is a back-to-back podcast. We're interviewing both Kay and Neighbor, their husband and wife, tomato and tomato, artist and purple-haired visionary. I don't know how to finish this analogy. Yes, of course. Neighbor, you dog. I did not. And look, there's even a paw print in this art. I didn't know you did your art. I know you did the thumbnails for the YouTube videos, but I keep seeing something like, wow, that's really good. That was Neighbor, huh? Okay. Okay. I see you, Neighbor. I see you. Husbando and waifu. Yes, Tootsie. I like this. Fantastic duo singers. I love it. I love it. I'm a good manager, lol. You know, Neighbor, as long as other people are saying it, that makes it true. You know, so there you go. Nice. Yes. So excellent. Neighbor made these for you. So does he, and we can keep on going and I'll be monitoring chat. Neighbor, I want to try to give back to the content creators out there that are listening and are indeed watching. What programs did you use to make this? Because, and to give you some context, Kay, at my day job, my boss has tasked me with doing all the company's content creation. So I'm learning things, right? So I just downloaded and I'm learning DaVinci Resolve for video and Affinity After Effects, I think is what it's called, for images. So I'm trying to I'm branching into art, you know, the digital space of drawing and video editing. So I'm trying to learn all these things. And for the other content creators out there, I don't think we share that kind of stuff enough. So, maybe I'll be monitoring chat. But Kay, this is fantastic. I really like the whole aesthetic that you got going on here. So we talked about why you did the break. We talked about your current stuff. What games, and I don't remember if I've asked you this already. Maybe I did this before. What games did you start off streaming? How did you begin? What was your genesis?
Kingdom Hearts 1.
Okay. Well, you're nothing if not consistent.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to do an entire playthrough of the entire Kingdom Hearts series leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3. So we started with 1. We played through a lot. And one of the problems I had too is I tried too hard to mimic YouTube content creators, like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, where you play a myriad of games. But the problem was for me, I wasn't streaming every day. Therefore, we never really finished anything. I would start a lot of games and then it would get put on the back burner because now I wanted to play this one. So that's something we're changing this time, is that we're actually going to be playing through games start to finish. Occasionally throwing in a one-off stream like Twitch Sings or, Dead by Day. Just something that's not substantial. I mean, that sounds kind of bad, but you know what I mean? In the terms of, continuing a story for a break, but we're going to be focusing on one game at a time.
I know. I'm just like you. I don't want to play DBD long term. You know what I'm
saying? So yeah.
I have to. There's one chat. Anyway,
I knew it was coming.
It had to be. So I know. Tootsie in chat just resident sleeper. It's done. There it is. So excellent. And I can tell you, it is a problem. It's not just you with finishing games. I have to focus everything. I have to no, we are playing this game this week. Last week, it was the Division 2 launch. I was wanting nothing more than to just play Division 2 all week, do all the things, be in the Dark Zone chat. The Dark Zone's so good. We're going to talk about it. But I had to play our weekly Witcher 3 playthrough. I had to. Because Kay, you know how big that game is.
Right.
If we don't play that game every week, it already is going to take me, I think it's going to take me all of 2019 to beat that game.
Easily.
Not even the DLC. I don't know. I think I'm level 11 and we have 7 or 8 VODs. They're 4 hours apiece. I don't know what I'm doing. But props to you for trying to finish these games. Know that you're not alone. Know that
Thank you.
The rest of the content creators feel your pain. Okay, when it comes to finishing games. Excellent. So you started with Kingdom Hearts 1 and DBD. Was that fair to say?
With Kingdom Hearts 1, we tried to play Skyrim, which was that's fun to try to do every once in a while. The Sims 4. And what else was there? It was mostly Kingdom Hearts with other games peppered in. We tried to do different games for October. That was also a mistake. Should have picked one and just focused on it, especially if you're only streaming a couple times a week. It's really hard to keep things interesting. Remember how to play the games, because that's one of my problems too.
Yes.
Seriously? I'll forget how to play, and then I'm oh great, the first hour was me remembering how to play.
I'm right there with you too. Our Saturdays are Red Dead Redemption 2 every other Saturday, every other, so I'm sitting there going all right, what's the button to pull out my weapon? And I shoot the horse. It's oh no, everything is terrible.
Perfect.
So
it makes for great clippable content, but
it really does. And there are many clips, let me tell you. I agree with Tootsie in chat. The vampire aesthetic you had during October was fantastic. May I make a recommendation for your October games? Until Dawn. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know if you have a PS4, but it is so good. This has become a tradition at our stream because it's short, it's genuinely entertaining, and the replayability factor is massive. There's all these different paths you can take. Right? I think we're going to end up playing it every Halloween forever just because it's so much fun. Tootsie, I don't want to do Resident Evil 7 again. That was...
We actually, Until Dawn was one of the games we started, and we didn't get very far at all because poor planning.
Fair enough. But that's okay. That's all right. You're come back better, stronger, faster.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing. So, excellent. So there's some little, albeit long-winded, that's how I do. Introduction to Kaytonix. If you don't know her brand, don't know her stream, check it out. Amazing content. So we've talked about the past, we've talked about the near past and the present. What about the future? So your channel, your content, you've decided to en masse move away from the Sims content creation on YouTube.
Yes.
and you decided to focus, and stop me if any of this is wrong. I don't want to speak for you, but here I go. Okay. And you decided to move to focusing the live content on Twitch, finishing games, 100%ing things with your community. What else do you think in the future you're going to be handling? What kind of ideas you got rummaging around up there?
One of the main things that we are focusing on is I wanted to take away and refocus what my purpose is on this platform. What am I going to do with this community that has formed around me? And we are doing heavy focus on charity streams. We're actually going to be supporting, yes, we're doing the charity. We are supporting a different charity every 3 months. That gives us a good amount of time to kind of focus on one. I'm providing fun statistics, or not fun statistics rather, but statistics about the charity to say, why are we supporting them? Why are we doing the thing we're doing? We have a lot of fun incentives for the community. We've done 3 streams at this point. We've smashed 2 of the goals I said already. Crazy things are happening. And that's what a lot of our focus is going to be on, is not what can be done for me, what can my community do for the world.
That's awesome. That's great. That's okay. So let me know how I can help. Because that's absolutely fantastic. Chant, this is the mark of a winner. Okay. Gary Vee said this about The Rock, is that winners are humble, winners show up early, winners win. And this is, winners don't make it about themselves. Okay, excellent. Okay, so you're doing a new charity every 3 months. How can people contribute to the things that you've highlighted?
We are doing a Tiltify link. That way I don't have to touch any of the money. It goes straight to the charity that we are supporting, because do I have permission to post in chat?
Yeah, of course. And why don't you say it to the podcast people as well?
It is tiltify.com/@Kaytonix/pack for change.
Okay.
The whole branding that we're doing is around a pack, a wolf pack, but not saying the wolf pack because hangover. But
nice.
we are the pack. Pack is, a family. They work together for the greater good of the community. And I love space. So obviously the space theme that gets our moon and our mountain and the paw print all in one. And pack,
nice.
Pack for Change is a play off of pact, like PACT for change. So we are packing together for change. So that's our initiative.
All right, sweet. And that link, just DM it to me after. I'm going to put it in all the descriptions, so that on all the platforms that this goes off to, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, it's going to be in there as well. So chat, if you are watching this live, if you're listening to this, open up your app, whatever it is, and check out the link. It'll be down there along with Kaytonix's Twitch stuff. So excellent. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
So is this link persists no matter what the charity you're doing, correct?
It will. Yes, I can. It should. I'm going to name every, what is it called?
Automation's a hell of a thing, Chan. I like that.
What is this? I'm so sorry, Lou.
No, it's fine. What is the current charity that you're trying to do?
St. Jude. We are currently doing St. Jude because, of course, I have been touched by cancer, not me personally, but my mom actually had. My mom actually had thyroid cancer my senior year of high school, and then, of course, losing my grandfather to esophageal cancer. I also have friends who have children who've gone through cancer. One of my friends from high school, her 6-month-old was diagnosed with leukemia. So seeing cancer affect an adult is a horrible thing to go through, right? But at least they understand why they're having to have the treatments they're having to have. They understand the why. As a child, especially a 6-month-old, no idea why they're having to go through this pain. So being able to support a charity, and I support it in my work, it's a charity I really love and I've supported for a very long time. I felt it was very, very fitting for our first charity to support. And at the end of the 3 months, which we're going to end it on June 1st, which was the last day that I saw my grandfather, we're going to be doing a stream in his honor. That'll be our big, we got to hit these goals, let's go kind of thing.
June 1st?
Yes, sir.
You're doing a big charity stream? I'm going to try to remember so I can raid the hell out of
you. Thank you. Yeah, we're doing good things. Although all bits will be donated straight to charity. So we'll have a bit goal every single bit that is donated that day, because I understand that sometimes your community is on the younger side. They may not have actual money to be able to donate, but they may have been able to get bits through watching ads or other things, so they can give back too.
Smart.
Thank you.
It's very smart, actually. Chat, awesome. June 1st. I want to write that down. You should too. That's very thoughtful of you to do that on the final day, indeed, of Poppy. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome. So awesome stuff. Great. Well, that's just excellent that you've chosen this positive thing to be the top level, because this is something that I've tried to do with my community, is make it about more than me and more than me playing games, because it's really not about me, right? It's about the people. It's about the community. So why not make it about them in my mind, and indeed top level? It's like the cyclical thing that it self-fulfilling prophecy, sure. Like by you making all this about charity, eventually that's going to pay dividends. I'm a big believer in not karma for karma's sake, but in like you tilting the world one little iota towards goodness is going to help everybody, literally the entire people, you know. So by you just doing the small thing. So excellent, Kay, excellent. So when you're doing these charity streams, you have these incentives. When the people donate, what kind of stuff will they expect in these incentives? I'm trying to hype you up as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? Chan,
all right.
give your
so
money
the
to this.
two that we've already done is that I realize now I may have set a low, but I wanted to make sure we had an attainable towards. I wanted to make sure people were into the idea. So we set a goal of just $100. Okay. Just $100, you know, that's a substantial amount, you know, and at $25, neighbor gets to take over my Twitter for a day. So that's already going to be happening. He can post whatever he wants. I'm terrified. Honestly, 100% terrified.
I mean, if we're being honest, it's just going to be Pokemon stuff, right? You
know? Maybe. We'll see.
Cool.
At 50, which we passed the other night, we're doing a merch giveaway. I hadn't even created merch yet. I was expecting more time, but my community was like, no, now.
Right
so
now.
we'll be giving away merch. Everyone is eligible, and then anyone who has donated gets an extra entry to give them an extra boost. Okay. And then the $100 goal is a PJ party stream. We'll stream for an extended period of time in PJ's, fun games, and then doing a community movie night afterwards.
Yay.
So,
cool. If you need help setting up the movie night stuff, let me know. I just did it. It's a little bit odd. It's a little odd. So I can help if you need. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Cool. Okay, sweet stuff.
We did set up 2 stretch goals just in case. Stretch goal of $200. I will do neighbors makeup live on stream.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yes. Wig included. Eye. Yes, he shall be beautiful. It should be lovely.
Shall be.
And then
Kaytonix. Shall be. What do you mean? He'll be even more beautiful. Okay.
There we go. There we go. And then our super stretch goal is 500, and that will be a tag team couples horror stream. Neighbor hates horror games. He'll be listening real time while I play, and we'll switch out, and there will be a lot of screaming. And
that sounds great.
Yeah.
Which game? It matters.
Haven't decided yet. Was gonna let the community take control.
Oh, that's a mistake.
but it's the beauty of it too, right?
That is true, yeah.
Because if I choose, then it might be, you know, a little wimpy horror game. If they choose, there will be actual screaming.
So I was just thinking, and neighbor put this in chat. Alien Isolation.
Oh no.
Is, in my opinion, chat, one of the most perfect horror games ever created, because you're just in Resident Evil. Even Resident Evil 7, which it horrified me. It was horrifying, but Alien Isolation was something unique, something different. So if my vote matters for anything, play that. Okay, so
I will mark it down.
Oh, and if you do, and we'll hold them to this, chat. You have to play Alien Isolation on hard. Do you know why?
I do know that the alien learns. Is that only on hard? Is that every?
Yes. Mode? So on hard mode and up, the AI of the alien learns from how you play. And this made for some amazing things happening. It was so crazy. I'm not going to spoil. You just have to. Well, if it happens, when it happens, play that on hard. Okay.
100%.
100%. So moving away from the stream stuff, because I think we've fully exhausted that. Go. She's doing great things, Chan. If you're not already following her, go. I want to talk about you personally, because I want to feature you as much as I can. So I'm really, really big into music and into movies. I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet, but I'm planning on doing it this weekend at some point.
So good.
Everybody's telling me I have to see it, so I'm going to go see it. I was already going to see it, but since everybody's been telling me, go see it, I'm going to do it. Don't worry. Chat's like, Laura, go see it. I'm like, I'm working. So with that being said, Kay, what are you big into music? Are you big into books? Like, what do you do off stream for relaxation or in the car? What do you do when off stream? You know what I'm saying?
Do a lot of reading, looking into getting into jewelry. It's been something I've always kind of wanted to do, is make my own crystal jewelry and things like that. Also, I got a bass for Christmas, so we're gonna try to learn how to play bass.
Like a
We're
bass
gonna
guitar?
try. Yes, sir.
A bass guitar. You're going to slap in the bass, man. I have to
I'm
say
gonna
that.
try to slap it a bass.
I have to say,
Thank
I
you.
love you, man, Shank. Go see the movie. It's one of the, just the best. Everybody's seen it. It's so good. So Kaytonix on that would be super fun actually. Be like, and here we have Kaytonix on the bass guitar, and then you just rip out the Seinfeld theme. Just go ham. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So those are and of course, cuddling my kitten Cash. He's the best boy, my favorite boy.
What is the name of Kitty?
Cash, for Johnny Cash.
That's lovely.
Yeah, I actually met him the day we lost my father. It was fate, and his name was actually Fayette at the time, so actually fate.
Whoa.
Yes, and so we adopted him and named him Johnny Cash in honor of my grandfather.
Cute. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you're a fan of music clearly because you're learning bass. Do you have like inspirations that you're trying to pull from when you're learning the guitar?
Oh, honestly, the bass player from Panic at the Disco, I believe her name is Nicole. She is a babe. Oh my gosh. I want to be her. 100%.
It starts here. You know what I'm saying? It starts here.
She is, from her demeanor on stage and like skill, she is amazing. And she's kind of my idol right now. So, yeah.
Sweet. Okay, cool. Excellent. So you're learning those things. You're playing these games. What do you have anything else that you're just doing off stream? Do you like you clearly listen to Panic? What are your like favorite bands right now?
Honestly, it's Panic at the Disco, and then I love a lot of I am a classic rock kind of gal.
You broke up there for a second. What was the name of the band?
Classic rock, just in general. Like, we're actually going to see Queen later this year.
Yeah.
I bought my entire family tickets to Queen because I'm crazy. I also, my mom doesn't do anything online, so I can say it here. I bought my mom tickets to see Hart and Joan Jett for her birthday as a surprise.
Oh, snap.
Yes, very excited.
Like, I knew who Joan Jett was. This is a bit of a meme on my stream. I knew who she was based on, like, music and pictures, but I never put together, like, I knew that her name was Joan Jett in, like, my subconscious. So when my stream was like, Joan Jett, I was like, who is that? I think I know who that is. And they were like, this person. I was like, oh, yeah. They're like, Laura, you had no idea. I was like, I had some idea. I had a small amount of idea. 1% of an idea. So,
that is hilarious.
That's amazing, though. Oh, my gosh. That's super tight. I knew a little bit, Tootsie. A small bit. A little bit. Okay. They're memeing me in chat already. You know what I'm saying? Goodness gracious. Yeah. Have you seen Panic Live?
Oh, yeah. I've seen them twice. Saw them just a few months ago, and it was absolutely an experience. They were headlining that tour. The previous tour, they were co-headlining with Weezer, which was also amazing. But seeing Panic as a headliner and just seeing Brendon Urie as he's come from, I've loved him pretty much since high school. Like, as soon as they showed up, I was in love with this man.
Oh yeah. It was weird. Go ahead.
Then just seeing him finally realize his full potential and not being held back creatively and creating the things he wants to create. He does all of the recording for most all of the instruments on the album himself, and only has a band play with him when he's live. Like, what?
That's amazing. The only other person I know that has done that is Aaron Gillespie. Did that for the band The Almost. He's the drummer for Under Oath Chat, and he did his first album. He did every single instrument and the vocals, and then he had a band just come on and play with him. I've only ever heard that happening twice. That's just, you would call that a Renaissance man, Chat. And he streams on Twitch.
And he streams on Twitch. Yes.
He's actually pretty good at Fortnite. I know that Fortnite's a bit of a meme because like everybody's playing it, but he's really good. He's playing with some of the big names, of course. It's Brendon frickin' Urie. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
I got to see them on the Pray for the Wicked tour. I saw them twice. And oh my gosh, like, I'm annoyed I haven't seen their newer sets live, their newer music, but the Pray for the Wicked tour was so good. Like, it was at one point, and did they break out in Queen? Did they break out in some Queen song? Okay, good, because they did Bohemian Rhapsody live for us, and at one point, Brendon just like quiets the band, just holds out the mic, and no one's even on the band is singing. It's all the crowd. Right.
Oh, yeah.
So he's just walking around, then he's doing this with his ear. He's listening closer. And, at the Mamma Mia, he would hit the high notes. It was magical, right? Like, It's never, I don't think it's ever happened in any other concert I've been to, with that level of emotion being given back to the stage from the crowd back to the stage. It was, again, this cyclical thing. So it was amazing.
Oh, and like in mentioning that too, I think it was really cool because at our concert, you could literally hear the crowd on every single song, almost, because we were up in the nosebleed. But, we could hear the crowd over every song, and it was really cool to see. And he played on a piano suspended over the audience for Dying in LA.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Look it up on YouTube. It is beautiful.
Yeah, I think they ended with Death of a Bachelor, and then when I saw him, and then was that the Brave of the Wicked tour? I don't remember, because I saw him.
Yes.
I think so, yeah. It's been so long, jeez Louise. He ended with Death of the Bachelor, left, and then came back, and then he did the Camisado, I think. It was the one from the first album. Because that's why I fell in love with them. They're very wordy, right? So when I'm in the car, I'm just sitting there like spitting out these lyrics, and it feels good. I like the lyrics. Just like you, I don't know, I'm not going to ask a girl's age. That's not appropriate, chat. But I graduated high school in 2007. Okay, so
yes,
like high school for me was like blisteringly heavy metal, like Lamb of God and Demon Hunter and all these things, and then like Panic and Paramore, and Trey was in there too, Chad, of course. But like, it was so funny because depending on the day, one of my friends would take my Walkman. Okay, back in the day when there was Walkman, I had like a thing of CDs, and they'd be like, "So your musical taste is POD, Incubus, death metal, Panic at the Disco," and I was like, "Yeah, you basically got that." So it hasn't really changed, Chad. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, okay, cool, sweet, that's awesome, Kay. So, Chad, we got a big window into the life of Kaytonix. Okay, she's doing some amazing things. The pack leader, that makes more sense now because I saw that and I was like, oh, that's fun. But now there's even more context. Now I understand. Okay, I am understanding. Okay, excellent stuff. So, okay, I think that's a good time to pause. We're gonna tag team in your partner in crime. Does this sound like a good time for that?
Works for him. Yes.
All right, sweet.
He's good.
So I'll give you the final word, Kay. You go hype up whatever you want to talk about. Could be your Twitch stream, could be the charity that you're trying to do again. Whatever you want to talk about, go for it.
So if you guys don't care, please go check out our Tiltify link that is listed below. It means a lot to me. It's for a good cause. We're going to be supporting different charities every 3 months. The community is going to get to vote on charities as well. I want to support what you guys care about as well. I think it's time we as a people step up and actually try to make change. We do a lot of talking. That was previous old Kaytonix. She was all talk. This Kaytonix is all do. We're going to do amazing things, and it's going to be great.
Awesome. Excellent. Chat, we're going to take a 5-minute break. Kay, thanks again. Go follow her. Twitter.com/Kaytonix. Twitch.tv/Kaytonix. We're going to take about a 5 to 10 minute break. We're going to get Neighbor in here, and we're going to keep on talking. All right? We'll see y'all soon. Kay, thanks again.
Sounds good. Thank you, Laura.
See you soon. Chat, we're going to fade for just a moment. It's great talking to Kay. Had a fantastic time. We're going to fade in just a moment. This has been another episode of the Sanctum Sessions podcast. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to follow or subscribe on all the big platforms. We're on all of them. This podcast is supported by our Patreon. Head over to patreon.loru.tv for exclusive podcast rewards. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time.